How can a young person get involved in politics? I'm going to give you the answer to that question. I'm going to tell you how to get your foot in the door and what you do when you get there. Stay with me. What we're going to do in this video is we're going to talk about 4 time-tested ways to get involved in politics. We're going to talk about 4 time-tested rules about what you do when you get there. Stick with me to the end because I'm going to save a little bit of gold for you about what you do with this experience to launch your own political career. Number 1, go find a candidate that you love. And I'll tell you a story. As I'm filming this video, it's about a week after a monumental election that took place in New York City. A young man who started at 1% in the polls last February, who won a Democratic nomination for mayor. By the time he was done with that 5-month effort that he'd made blossom with an adroit use of social media, he had over 10,000 volunteers who knocked on hundreds of thousands of doors. I'm not here to talk about his politics or what he stood for, but I had to marvel what he did attracting volunteers to his campaign. Whatever it was that he said, his demeanor, the way he talked, what he said he was going to do, attracted a lot of people who were attracted to him. So take a page from that. People saw him in a video, they went to their website, they volunteered, or they called the headquarters and said, I'd like to be part of it, or they emailed the campaign. He didn't ask all these people to volunteer, they came forward and volunteered for him. So that's how you volunteer in a campaign. Now, one of the other things that attracted him is it was not a foregone conclusion that he was ever going to win. They knew that in this race that was going to be tight, that they could make a difference. So if you're looking for a campaign to volunteer in, you will have a lot more fun and there will be a lot more to do if you are involved in a campaign where a candidate is facing a very heated and a very competitive election. In a campaign like that, you will never run out of things to do. If it's writing text messages or emails for the candidate, if it's helping the candidate put stuff on social media, if it's traveling with the candidate, if it's going door to door, if it's to put up posters or yard signs in certain places, there is always a ton of stuff to do in a competitive election. So that is the first and probably the best way to get involved in politics if you are a young person. Place number 2 to get in the door is what I call a cause-driven organization. If you want to know how to find cause-driven organizations in your community, go to Google, type in cause-driven organizations in whatever the name of your city is. You will be amazed at the kind of stuff that pops up. What are cause-driven organizations? They're groups of people who are trying to fix a problem. They are groups of people trying to make a change in public policy. They are groups of people who are trying to right a wrong or correct an injustice or somehow improve the quality of life in a neighborhood or a city. They are inherently political people because they're in the business of shaping and altering the course of public opinion, trying to influence political people, and the way to influence political people is to be adept at politics yourself. I have seen candidates get involved with cause-driven organizations and used it to launch a political career. That is the second place you might try to volunteer if you want to get involved in politics. There is a tried and true third way to do it, and that is to get involved in a political party organization. I'm speaking now just of the United States, but there are roughly 3,500 counties in the United States of America. Most of those counties have either a Republican or a Democratic Party organization in the county. They are always looking for help because there are always candidates running on their ticket that need help. They need signatures to get on the ballot sometimes. They need people to go around and knock on doors and put up yard signs. They have rallies sometimes to promote their ticket. There's work to be done with that, invitations to be distributed, people to recruit to attend the rally. But that is a third tried and true way to get involved. The fourth one I'm going to mention here is a community service organization. What's that? It's the Kiwanis Club, the Lions Club, the Rotary Club. It could be Habitat for Humanity. It could be United Way or the Salvation Army. Guess what? These people are in business to serve people in the community. They bring people together to serve the common good and to deliver services and help to the needy in your community and to promote quality of life for everyone in their community. They are great places to meet influential people. And if you don't believe me, I'm going to suggest that you Google United Way in your community or the United Way organization that serves your community. You'd be shocked at the number of influential people who serve on the board of directors of United Way in your community. It is a way to meet influential movers and shakers in your community. They have friends in their contact list that you don't know. Influential people know other people you do not. Influential people know other influential people. It is a gateway into politics. I have seen many candidates rise to political prominence in their community because of the way they served community organizations in their community. Okay, we've talked about how to get your foot in the door. Now, what do you do when you get there? Well, let's start with one thing you do not do. Don't volunteer and show up and start complaining about something. It doesn't work. It will get you an invitation to leave because nobody wants to hear it. Everybody in that organization is there to advance a cause. And bitching about what you are asked to do doesn't make you a good volunteer. In fact, no one's going to want to be around you. So here's the thing you want to do. Be willing to do any task at any time, no matter how inconvenient, because that's how you advance the cause of the organization. If you say that you're going to be at a meeting, you get there early. If it's not quite done by quitting time, well, volunteer to stay late. Take the initiative on things that you need to be done. If you see someone else struggling with a task, offer to help. What happens when you are a stellar volunteer is it isn't long before you're asked to rise to a leadership position inside the organization that you've become a part of. Item number 2 is, since you are getting involved in organizations that also include influential people, here's a helpful tip. Before you go to a meeting or before you volunteer your time on a certain day, make sure you're always well informed, that you've read the newspapers, that you've glanced at the local newspapers in your community, that you're always kind of up to date on what is going on, that you've got some idea what the problems are in that community, because as you intermingle with influential people, the better informed you are, the more impressive you will be. It doesn't take a great IQ to be well informed. But here's the trick. Even if you don't have the highest IQ in the land, if you're well informed about what's going on in the world, people you talk to are going to think you are really smart. I talked at the beginning about some gold I'm going to share with you, and that is how you use this experience of being involved politically to perhaps launch a career of your own. As you get involved with this stuff, one of 3 things is going to happen. You're going to be repulsed by everything you see, in which case that's a sign you don't need to be anywhere near politics. Go do something else that you love. Or you're going to get the bug, and you're going to live that bug 2 ways. Either you're going to be a behind-the-scenes player in moving public opinion and helping candidates, we call them political consultants, or you're going to run for office yourself someday. So in this time that you spend volunteering, you're going to meet interesting people. You're going to meet smart people. You're going to meet people filled with passion. You're going to meet people with a bundle of energy. You want to make friends, and then you want to work very hard at keeping friends. I've known candidates who decided to run for office at age 35, and I've talked to them about building a network of influential people only to have them say, I already got him. Because I started making friends when I was in high school, and I've stayed in touch with them through the years. They know that I've been thinking about this because I call them or touch base with them every 6 months or so. They're ready for me to go anytime I say it's time to jam the gas pedal. That is someone who early on in their life made it a habit to make friends and keep friends. That is one of the secrets here to launching a political career of your own, or to enjoy a very rich life doing political consulting work on behalf of candidates that you love. In the link underneath this video is another video I'm going to suggest you watch. The title of it is What You Get by Volunteering in a Political Campaign. Go watch it now while this is still fresh in their mind, because we do an even deeper dive of the benefits that accrue to you if you do it.